Hi, loves. This is a short little practice to help you get inside your body. Um, in order to feel all the things that we need to feel, we have to be able to enter into our bodies. This is also a practice for de escalating the nervous system and finding some nourishment there. And the intention here is at the end of practice that you will have experienced a drop in your nervous system. From that place, right, that's a place where we can connect to that nourishing inner resource energy and refuel ourselves. So we're just going to get started. So you're going to come on over to your mat if you're not already there, but I bet you are. And we're going to start with a little shaking. I should be a supermodel for these new onesies. I got like a bunch of them and I love them. So we're going to start with a little bit of shaking and not too much about my outfit, even though I really like it. And you're going to take some space between your feet here and relax the legs. And shaking is just like how it sounds. It doesn't need to look like mine, right? It can look however you need to, and I encourage you to make noise when you do it. So we're just kind of releasing out all the sticky, stuck energy. And take a big inhale, come up onto your toes, reach up nice and high. See if you can root down into the earth through the big toe ball mound. So push down through the feet and then reach up through the hands. Good job. And with your exhale, when it comes in, drop the heels and just start shaking it out a little bit. So it can be more vigorous than what I'm doing, or it can be less, right? Shaking can be real subtle here, like just even small movements can start that energy moving. Right, so we're gonna do about maybe 5 minutes like this. So I would start by focusing in on the feet, right? We wanna get into those chakras at the bottom of the feet, wake them up into our earth energy. So feel the earth around you, maybe your mat and your floor. Got a blanket here. I've got a couple blankets for practice, just for comfort. Feel the ankles move. So I like to lift the heels and the toes, right? And you feel as your feet hit the earth, rise up through the center channel of the leg, into the knees, into the thighs, into the hips. Yeah, good. Into the waist. And the heart. This is my sticky spot, is my shoulders. So I think a lot of people get the sticky spots in their shoulders, so feel into the shoulders, then move around here. Arms go nooks of your elbows, wrists, fingers. And then the neck. And the head. And then the whole body. Just a couple more minutes here. One more minute. And you get the whole body. And as you're doing this whole body, can you sense into the center channel of your body? Sense in from the pelvic floor all the way up to the crown of the head. Can you feel that center channel holding steady as if it's a rod in the earth, and the body shakes and moves around it? Feel yourself pivot around that center channel. Last few seconds here. And then a big one. Laugh at it. And a 3, 2, 1, rest the body. Feel the hands, the feet into the earth. Root down through that center channel. Move it down through the center of the legs into the floor. Rise up through the center, out through the crown of the head. Hands can rest on the belly or one hand on the heart and the belly. Take the hands out forward in front of you. Feel the palms as if they have like a weighted glowing ball in them. See that in your mind's eye. Feel that expand as that grows. It connects. The two balls connect to each other as glowing orbs. And they sort of have that magnetic, right, reaction where they move the hands away. So feel them moving the hands away. And then imagine them having a magnetic attraction, drawing the arms up, rising up overhead. And they reach together, and then we draw that brilliant golden light in towards the body, down through the center channel. And we do this again, palms facing up, palms start to rise, feel these like golden glowing orbs of light and their magnetic aversion to each other. They float the hands apart. Switch it to an attraction. Feel them drawing the palms together as the arms reach overhead. Feel the earth. And then bring that golden light down and through the center of the body. Beautiful. Release the hands. I like to let them rest on the belly. Full breath here, full breath out. Great. And you let the eyes come on open. We did this a couple videos ago. We're going to do it again because it's a good one. So this is just a quick re-enter into the body. Takes maybe 5 or so minutes. You can sit on any kind of chair, couch, dining room table chair, anything that you've got. You want to be able to feel your pelvis though, your sitting bones, so the bones of the pelvis. I'm going to start with the head, turning the gaze towards the right. Just notice any tension on that right side onto the left side. And then turning the gaze to the left. Notice which side is easier for you to turn to, which side feels more restricted. Back towards the other side. And towards the other side. And then just notice too, like as you turn, does it feel smooth? Is there like a sticky spot where it kind of like feels like it's like going over like tape? Kind of getting caught, gets a little gummy. Beautiful. Just make a mental note of that. And we'll do the feet. So tapping the feet, toes tap onto the ground, feel the balls of the feet hitting the ground. Tap the heels, tap the feet, tap the heels, tap the toes, balls of the foot. Just back and forth a few times. And then I like to do one heel at a time, up and down. And then full feet on the ground. So see if you can get both the palm and the heel to touch, kind of like running position. Running feet back and forth. Feel that rise up in through the pelvis. So awakening this line. Tap, heel, tap the ball, heel, tap the ball, heel. Beautiful. Run. And pause. Bring your awareness to your sitting bones. If you lean to one side, you can feel one, and you can feel the other, and then come through center here. Feel into the sitting bones. Bring your awareness to the sitting bones. You can shake your hips a little bit to kind of really feel them. Notice if one is a little farther forward, one's a little farther back. Notice if one feels more weighted, like down into the seat, one feels more pulled up. Notice if one feels rotated one way or another, or turned, outward or inward, or forward or back. I'm not trying to change anything, just noticing. Notice if you're holding tension in either one of those sides. Just another moment here, really focusing on the pelvis. Feeling that line into the earth through the sitting bones. Right, and then we come back to the neck. Turn the gaze to the right. Notice how it feels. Turn the gaze to the left. And so the idea here is that there is some change in the rotation, either that it feels a little less sticky, maybe a little less congested or tight, maybe there's a little more ease as you turn back and forth, right? My two sides are still different. One is the same one that was easy, on the other side is still the easier side, but on the side that was definitely more tight, there's a little bit more smoothness, there's less congestion. Beautiful. We release that. So you can stay seated on this seat, or you can have a seat on the ground. I'm going to sit down on the ground. It's up to you, whatever feels more comfortable. I'm going to take a blanket underneath my seat so when I sit down I have a little bit of height underneath my pelvis. Cross-legged seat if you're seated on the ground. We're going to take a little Jalandharasana. So you want to imagine that you're coming forward just over a tiny bit. You're not trying to lean far forward. You're not bringing your torso with you. It's just a very subtle up and over. So it's not the whole way, just slightly forward. And then we're bringing our chin towards our chest. Mindful that the chest collapse here, so keep the chest lifted, right? So starting to bring the chin slightly forward and then rolling the chin towards the chest. It can be helpful to have one hand on the heart space to feel that lift. Soften the shoulders down. Bring your awareness to the front of the throat. Releasing the front of the throat. Softening here. Imagine that crease, the throat of the throat, there's no resistance to that crease, that it could just melt continuing to the back. And then going to the back of the neck. And releasing through the back of the neck. So this release both widens, the back of the neck widens like laterally, and then also there's a release vertically that from C7 or kind of the very top of the shoulders, base of the neck, that rolls down the spine. And then from there, the rest of the vertebrae rolls up towards the crown of the head, front of the throat, releasing. Another breath here, soften the shoulders. Normal, natural breathing. It's not uncommon to feel some tension, but there shouldn't be pain here. Beautiful. And then as if you could go one vertebrae at a time, starting from the very base of the neck. So you're going very slowly rolling the spine back up, taking the head back up to neutral. Go very slow, take your time. Just notice that difference in the head. Right? There's often kind of a feeling of a little bit of like expansion, maybe a little lightheadedness. It's like a feeling of a widening through the cranium. You might feel the nervous system drop. Right? This is like one of the jokes is like the little bit of yoga stoned. You're just like feeling like a little bit of shift in your state. And then we'll try it again. So we'll do it one more time. Chin comes slightly forward, roll the chin down. Should be a little bit more easeful the second time in. Keep the chest rising, soften through the front of the throat, wide through the back of the neck, shoulders soften away, vertical lengthening from C7 to bottom of the cervical spine or base of the neck lengthens vertically towards the crown of the head, and then also rolls down the back. So the heart is doing kind of this circular motion of rolling up in the front and down in the back. Keep softening the throat. And relax the palate of the mouth. Another breath here. Noticing the chatter get a little quieter, the breath get a little softer. And slowly again from the very base of the neck, go very slow. We're not trying to take our head up quickly in any way. One muscle fiber at a time, slowly bringing the head back up. And come back to neutral. Just notice the effects there, that kind of widening of the cranium, slight shift, change state through the mind space. Might feel a sense of calm or groundedness. Might feel a sense of expansion, expansiveness. Just noticing that through the body, through the mind, through the head. And then we're going to come into our last shape, which is a little bit of a meditation pranayama practice. So I'm going to lay down on a blanket for comfort. And then I'm going to have one hand on my belly and one hand on my heart space. And I'm using just a little bit of blankets here to give some cushioning for my arms so that there's just a little bit of lift here in the arms, and it just helps and not feel tension in the shoulders as we practice this. So I've got one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. We've done this before in a couple of different ways. So you can have the knees bent here like I'm doing, or you can extend the legs here like this. Either one works. It's a little too high. Here, that's better. I think I'm going to have my feet bent, but I need the sticky mat. Okay, so here at first what we're just focusing on is the breath. So starting to notice your natural inhale and then exhale. You don't have to change your breath in any way. You don't have to do anything different than how you regularly breathe. Just can you stay with watching your inhale and your exhale? And if you're having a hard time doing that, you might even say the words inhale, exhale. As you inhale, you say the word inhale. Here I am paying attention to my inhale. And you say the word exhale in your mind, calling your attention to your exhale. And if you wander off, call yourself sweetie or honey or sugar, some other term of endearment, something loving. Say, hey, sweetie, come on back. Here's the inhale. Here's the exhale. And so you keep moving like that. Noticing the breath, simply watching. And then you're going to add a layer, and I want you to notice the hands moving with the breath. So notice how the hands lift up from the body as you inhale. The body presses the hands away. And as you exhale, the hands fall into the body and move farther in. Inhale, they lift up. The body presses into the hands. Feel the hands on the body. Feel them lift. Exhale, they fall back in. Notice them falling back, softening into the body. Feel the body settling in against the hands. So we're adding that tactile sensation with the breath, still watching your simple, natural inhales, but now noticing that as you breathe and you inhale, your hands rise up with the intake of air. And as you exhale, the hands soften, fall back in towards the body. You're not actively pushing or doing anything with the arms. You're just watching the corresponding movement and noticing the sensation that you can experience within the hands as your body moves. As you breathe, that there is simultaneous other kinds of movement happening. Inhale, the hands rise up, the body presses into the hands. Exhale, the hands soften. Notice if the breath is getting sticky anywhere. Are you holding it or efforting? And go back to more simple breath. It doesn't have to be super deep or super big inhales. It should feel smooth and fluid. If there's particular tension in one of the arms and you need to switch the hands, right? It's okay to have both hands on the belly, for example, or both hands towards the heart. The exercise works the same. And it's more about that tactile experience of the movement of the hands following the breath. So it's okay to adjust to make it more comfortable for you. And stay like this for a few more minutes. Keep watching your breath and keep watching the movement of the hands as it correlates with your breath. Body presses in to the hands rise up as you inhale. Body releases, the hands fall in towards the body as you exhale. Notice if you leave, and calling yourself back. Continue watching. Be quiet here for a moment so that you can go deep in. These last few moments, notice the feet on the ground, or maybe it's the heels if your legs are straight. Feel the inhale, the exhale. Notice your lower leg. Release any tension holding there. Inhale, exhale. Notice the knees. Them soften. And the upper legs. Then settle into the earth or settle into the pelvis, depending how your legs are. Notice the pelvis itself. One side or the other holding, can it soften? Inhale, exhale. Notice the belly and the lower back. Release that into the earth. And center of the heart, back side of the heart, upper back. And shoulders in the hands. Inhale, exhale. Softening, releasing. The head and mouth, jaw, eyes, cheeks. Releasing into the ground. Inhale, exhale. And you feel your whole body. You might even notice the whole body breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more like that. The whole body. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Whole body. Inhale. And exhale. Now you're invited to stay just like this, releasing the pranayama, extending the legs, and taking a shavasana. And if you're going to practice that, go ahead and pause the video. Rest as long as you need. As we're coming back into our day, slowly letting the eyes blink open and closed a few times, taking the light in. Look around the room, notice some things in your room, notice the colors, notice the sounds that are in your room, smells. And as you're ready, you'll let yourself come to your side body and pause there. And then you'll slowly press yourself on up to a seat. And you bring the hands to the heart. And bow the head on in. Just taking a moment, noticing the body here. Feeling into the heart space. and welcoming yourself home to you. May you be receptive to grace. Blessings and namaste. Thank you, family. Love you. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave me some comments. Write me an email. Appreciate